Educators and enthusiasts to share ideas for things that you can do just hanging out at the house. This is probably stuff you already have laying around, so if you're like me and you're kind of tired of trying to entertain kids in the heat, you can do something inside and still activate their little brains. We have Justin Jansen, the STEM coordinator for the Kern County Superintendent of Schools, joining us. Hi again.
Hello.
So what are you doing today? It looks like a lot of art.
Yeah, it's art and science because, again, one thing, science is everywhere. You can't get away from it,
It's
no
true.
matter what you do. And the other thing we're doing today is that a lot of times we think of learning and science and things like that happening, when you start kindergarten.
Right.
When you start kindergarten, or nowadays TK. When you're starting TK nowadays, now the learning starts. Well, no, the idea is the learning starts when you're first just into this world.
Okay.
You know, you start absorbing. So what does learning look like from even all the way from birth to that very first day at TK?
Yeah.
Because those foundations are going to be super important for what they do during their actual time in the classroom.
Yes.
So what we have here is a couple activities from a statewide grant called Count, Play, Explore. And this whole thing was put together for families, for educators, and all for free. Nothing, no subscription, no membership, no freemium. No, this is all for families to use. And it comes with videos, activities, book guides, everything. So we're going to go over a couple of them for you. So the very first one is, an important thing for kids to know is kind of, measuring and kind of what is distances and,
Yes.
and how do we look at distances later on in life when we say a mile or a kilometer, a meter, how many inches, moving back and forth, how many inches in a foot, all of those things. Let's start it here. So
Okay.
we have some solo cups. They did some stacking, and you can use just any object you want
Okay.
and try to make it about as tall as what you think.
Ooh, I started too small. So these all being different sizes is going to test their kind
Because-
of estimation skills as
We're
well?
using non-standard measuring devices
Yeah.
because they're just getting an idea of distances and what things look like together. So
I
So
keep
you-
thinking the next block is going to be the height, and it's not. I think, that was
and they
it.
can look, and then we even get some of Newton's laws as well. We get gravity in there. I told you science is everywhere.
Science
you can't
is
escape
everywhere.
it. You can't escape gravity on there. But the idea is you're able to estimate up, and then you can use things like, I have craft sticks. How many craft
How many
sticks
craft
would that
sticks is
be?
it?
How many even forks would that be? The other idea behind this Count, Play, Explore is it's not something that parents have to go and spend a lot of money with. We're looking at what's just around the
Yes.
house. On there.
Yes.
So that's the idea. And then the kids can decide, okay, what do we want to stack up now? And then we're learning some motor skills. We're stacking up, learning about gravity and what
Yes.
happens when things are off balance. So that's one of them with measuring. Then we're going to look at, in nature, a lot of scientists look at patterns. Patterns are huge. How can we identify patterns? At the most basic part, let's look at shapes.
Yeah.
So here on, and again, Count, Play, Explore, they have printable activities that walk you right through it, and it's always accompanied with a book too.
Nice.
What a great way to start science as a book. So we printed
Yes.
off a couple animal faces,
Yes.
and you give the challenge to a young kid. Can you recreate the animal face with just basic shapes?
Ooh.
So I had one of my kids do this, and he's a little bit older than probably the recommended age on there,
But so
came
cute.
together and made the panda, saying, and then what you would do is have the discussion with your child. Well, what do you see in there? We see circles,
Yes.
ovals. Oh, I see maybe a half circle. My other son made this was a fox, triangles.
Cute. Yes.
Yes, in the eyes. So again, it's starting to name the shapes, understand the way that shapes fit together.
Yeah.
And then when they go outside, you can start seeing the shapes in trees, seeing it in
love that.
rocks, seeing it in the clouds.
Yes.
There was a day when, instead of the Nintendo Switch, it was going outside and looking at the cloud shapes and making an imaginative
Yes.
story based on the clouds.
Cool.
So again, the idea is, there's so much on YouTube, there's so much on the internet, it's great.
Yeah.
But nothing can replace the child's parent to teach them what they know.
Yeah.
So the idea behind this grant is you are the expert teacher for your child at the
Yeah.
very beginning. They want to hear you talk, they want to hear you describe, they want to hear you explain things to you.
Yeah.
And nothing can replace that. But this Count, Play, Explore gives parents the resources and gives them the ideas to figure out, how would I do this?